In this video, we're going to go over local storage and also store a few items in our local storage, and also go over the properties of local and session storage. So let's create a new folder. Let's call it storage. Within here, you can copy your starter file, which are provided at index.html. So let's open it up using Visual Studio Code. And there we go. So I come here. Let's also open it up with live server and folder. Oh, sorry about that. Let's try and drop the folder actually. It in Visual Studio Code, and now there we go. Okay, let's open this one up and also create a new file. Oh, let's close this two up. We don't need you, we don't need you. We just need you, and we need you here. Now let's create a new file, app.js, and actually it should be linked up. But please check if it's linked up with your HTML. Now let's go in here in our app.js, and let me start with first creating a comment, local and session storage properties. As we said in our previous lecture, set item will set key value pairs, get item will get your key value, remove item will remove a key, clear will delete everything, key index will get something, we'll get the key of a given position, and length the number of the storage. So as you can see, it's like a map collection, set item, get item, remove item, but also allows access to index within key index. Okay, so let's store something. How can we store something? Well, we will use then local storage dot set item, and within here, using key value pairs, let's say user, and we go outside of this, comma, and 1. Now let's also inspect this, open up our application, local storage. Let's go in here, you can see it's empty. Now if I would execute this, so hit save, there we go. We have our first stored item, user 1. Now I could also store an array of items, so local storage dot set item, and let's say users, comma, and then an array of 1, 2, and 3. Now if I would hit save and execute this, see we'd have our users with 1, 2, 3. Now if I would want to display this, let's say I would use an alert, and we want to alert local storage, and from this get item now, so we're going to get the value by the key, and the key was, let's get this one, so user, and this should be actually okay, so it alerted 1, and if I would now alert users, let's say save again, it would alert 1, 2, 3. And as I said, if I would now, let's say, copy this within here and take a look again, inspect application, there it is. Our users and user are still stored within our local storage. And we actually close up the second one. Now, local storage has also, actually the storage method has also a object-like access. So let's just type in here a comment on object-like access. So let me show you this. So for example, for set item or set key, we could do local storage dot user is equal to 2. If I hit save, this alert will appear, but actually let me say person, and the person will be string of Norbert. Let me hit save now and stop this alert. I don't want to see you again. Goodbye. Now person Norbert has been stored. Now let's see if we want to get this. So displayed our person that we just stored in our local storage. So get key. We will do alert local storage dot person and execute it, and Norbert is alerted. Hello Norbert. Now if you want to remove something, so remove a key and then tap in remove. Remove. Remove a key. Let's type in delete dot local storage dot person. Actually, this should be another person. Norbert has been deleted. So if I hit save again, it's still alerting up there, but because it's storing, so when I hit save, the whole process is executed again. So it's storing, it's alerting, and then it's deleting. Now, if I alert again after this delete, so I just copy the alert local storage person. I'm trying to alert the person from our local storage after deleting it. So let's hit save. And let's actually, yeah, there it is. So let me comment this one out up here, this alert. Let's execute it again. So it alerts undefined, it doesn't find it. Okay. Now we can also loop over keys. So let's type in here another comment. Loop over keys. And as we've seen, the methods provide get, set, remove by the key functionality. But how can we get all saved values or keys? Unfortunately, storage objects are not iterable. So one way is to loop over them as over an array. So let's say for let I equal 0, and as long as I dot length, actually not I, but the local storage dot length is less than I. Now iterate I plus plus. And let's see, let key, let's create a variable let key which will assign to local storage dot key, and we will search for our I there. No, I don't want to do this, but what I want to do is alert then our variable that we just created here. So let's use we'll use our backticks, and then let's go with the key, and if each key will alert from our local storage or get item, and it should get the key. Okay, so let's see. I don't want this Norbert to be in anymore, so let's comment this three out, and we actually only need this one. So this will iterate over our users and user. But actually I could go with a better example. Let's say, let's see, exactly. So local storage dot set item, and we'll set a teacher, and she will have a name of Laura. Okay, let me comment this to out, and let me copy this, and within here we will set an array of names of Norbert and Arabella, and these are students and your teacher. Okay, so let's hit save. Now it loops for our teacher, which is Laura. And hey, why didn't you store the other one? And there we go. So teacher, Laura, and our students of Norbert and Arabella. Okay, so this is the way we can loop over them. Now we do know that the both key and value must be strings. If we are any other type like numbers or object, it gets converted to string automatically. So let's go down here. Let's say local storage dot, let's say user is equal to a object of name, and within here we'll assign the value of Norbert. Okay, so actually let me comment this to out and let's execute this. I'm still getting alerted. Okay, so user object. Now if I would alert this object, so let's say alert from local storage or user, let's see what we get. Oh, and by the way, if you want to delete something, I'm going to actually do this time, we can use this clear all. So I'm going to delete everything now for our local storage and only have our user, so this object executed. Okay, so it alerts object of object. Now we can use what we learned in our previous section to convert this to a string. So we can use JSON. Now let's go above our alert. Let's say local storage dot user is equal to JSON. And how do we convert something into a string? We'll say stringify. And now within parentheses, we'll take our object that we want to send. So this one, copy it in here. Ooh, not 2 times. And comment this part out. So when we're sending something to local storage, a object for example, we want to first convert it to a string. So let's hit save again. Okay, and as you can see, it is now converted to a name with Norbert. So it's converted to a string. Now when I'm alerting it, I'm getting back this object, but actually I want to get it back, but parsed. So let's go down here. Let's go above our alert, and let's say we have a variable. Let's create a variable let user, and I'm going to return this user. I want it to use JSON.parse. So I want to parse it from our local storage, the user. Okay, so now if we execute this, actually I shouldn't execute this. I should cut it out, put it up here and comment it out. What I want to execute now, this is stuck. Want now to execute is alert our user. So the variable that we created up here, user dot name. So I only want to get the name from our local storage, which should result in Norbert. There we go. Need to alert. I have that alert out. I have this commented out. It shouldn't alert the object anymore. So let me delete this. Let me save again. Okay, now it's working. So it stores our object, and when I'm calling only the name, it alerts me with Norbert. Okay guys, so next video we're going to take a look at session storage and also give a bit of a larger example for this right here. So we're going to only insert something in here and to automatically be stored in local and in session storage. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.